We return to round 4 at Augusta here for one last shot at the Masters to move on up inside the top 20. If we can put together something quite nice today, we are going to remove the final demotion mark, clear our name of all the bad things that have happened in our past, at least for the time being. So let's go get on after it. We are on the green tee box for today. High winds out of the southeast, very firm fairways, very firm greens. Green speed remains the same as yesterday, which is pretty much very fast, but not quite. So things are going to be slick. We're going to have to get after it, make some smart choices. But hopefully things behave for us. We can make some good shots, and we can just beat out the field a little bit. Now, if you're new here and you've been enjoying the Masters content this week, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube so you don't miss another episode. And let's get this drive started. Now, the wind is starting to turn in on us a little bit, and with it being very fast, honestly, part of me is tempted to take... I think what we're going to do, we're going to deal off the driver, and we're just going to get it down below the bunkers here and run it. Hit a little bit slow, not as bad as I thought. Now we're going to take the very firm fairway, just skip it up here to the side. Obviously, you want as much distance here as possible because you want to, restrict how far you have to hit it on the second, but got to keep these things in the fairway. If we're living in the bunker, in the rough, what have you, it just makes our lives that much more difficult, and we've got to find scores. So you had 10-mile-an-hour diagonal wind here, 6 yards up the hill, a little bit elevated. So if we were to play 7-iron, play about 180, play that about 169, nice. I think we play the 7 with a little bit of loft and spin. Just try and float it. Ball's gonna come out right, and then you're just expecting the wind to bring it back the rest of the way. I actually think you're okay to be a little bit to the left. I mean to the right, because that leaves you the uphill putt. Wind's rotating on us, which is dangerous. Backed out of that shot just a little bit. Probably rolls off the green. Oh no, it's gonna settle down here. Okay, so not great on the input. We backed out of it. It's gonna be a tough putt, but at the same time, we at least give ourselves an opportunity, a little bit of an outside look here. But gotta keep reminding myself, you have to be committed to your shot. Better to be committed than whatever that was. Alright, so these are going to be slippery. If you're hitting these, they're coming off. They're turning quite a bit and then falling up here. That's not bad. That's not bad. Stays a little bit high, but that's the pace we want to be playing it at. And this time, we're not going to 4-putt hole number 1, okay? We're not 4-putting hole number 1. I know some people probably gave up on me after one hole yesterday, but we fought back. We found some eagles, holed out a few times in different ways. It ain't over till it's over. Alright, gotta try and cut the corner here. Ooh, overdid it. Ah, gosh darn it. We didn't get the luck of it cutting through the tree. And what's unfortunate here is this all feeds back. So if we were able to have found the fairway, I was afraid of going out the right side of the fairway. We end up on out the left side. You've got this little track to run it back there. I don't think, even down the hill, I think we just lose too much off of this. Probably get it into, like, here. I suppose you could try to get it out this right-hand side and play, like, a shot up. Because what, 240? I'm trying to see, like, is there any chance that we could stretch this? 48 yards would be 80%. 75% would be 60. So that's 180, down 13 to 193. Wind's a little at the back. I guess, like, full backspin, we could get to, like, 200, the wind. I'd have to absolutely smother this. I'd have to absolutely smother this ball for a chance. So what we're going to do is we're going to play this hybrid out to the right. Just let this bound its way down. Try and have like a little flop shot or something over. Just can't get enough carry on it. Back right pin placement. Yeah, this is Sunday. This is the Sunday pin. Yeah, so I don't think we're doing that. It's all about spin control here. So up 8 feet. We're on not too bad of a lie. Alright, we're going to try and clip it a little bit past, like land it close to pin high. Yeah, try and get it close to pin high on landing, hop back, hop pass, and then spin back. Didn't get as far to the right, but it does move back to the right on the way back down here. Okay, so just gradual enough that it doesn't... I was concerned about ripping it all the way back off, but that's a pretty controlled shot. I think we can just hit this pretty firm to the slight left. And we'll take our birdie. Hey, good evening, Casey. Identical spot round 3. I think round 3 was a little bit... I think it was in that front left. Round 1, back left. Round 2, middle back. I think it was front left round 3. Okay, so with this shot, we're just gonna play nice little cut here. Keep it right of this front bunker. Keep it short of the back bunker. Takes an unfriendly kick, but we're gonna stay safe. Oh, this is a tight little shot, isn't it? Oh man, you want to talk about a precise shot and us being a little bit out of sorts for this. Okay, so uphill 8. Play like 87, 86. I'm hoping we don't fly this. Like, I guess it's a matter of don't fly it too far, don't fly it too short. I'm hoping we fly it the right amount. And then a pretty good amount of spin. So the hope is, I guess, to kind of skip it and stop it. Oh, that wind is changing. Oh boy. Okay. 86. 10-mile-an-hour wind. Stress. That's a clutch shot. That's a very clutch shot. That shot is stressing me out so much. I'm proud of myself for backing off on that one. Like, take the step back, see that things are changing, just reassess, recommit. It's one thing, we talk about committing to a shot, right? But you also don't want to commit to a shot, things change, and then be committed to the wrong shot. So, sense a bit of distrust there, have to change course. Now, 7-iron. Oh, man. 94. And then you've got this wind. About 12. Probably is about 4 to 6 extra. Be 200. So you got to play the 7-iron. With some loft there, you're you're basically just trying to utilize that backstop a little bit, I think. Does it help if I say I'm proud too? I don't know. Maybe. I hit it fast. Yeah, just got too much of it. I don't know, though. That might have still rolled through. Like, that took a pretty big bounce. That 7-iron didn't sit pretty, and now we've got a pretty much what I would consider a dead putt. This is just... Hopefully we don't get this into the bunker. Hopefully we don't get this into the bunker. Wow, okay. I'm a bit surprised that Oh, there's a little bit of uphill here. Okay, so some preventative measures in place. That's a big 2-putt. Okay. Bad tempo there. Bad tempo. Really, really bad. Slow is probably the miss, but it feels like we were a little off anyways. I'm surprised that they gave us 3 rounds where we can drive over this bunker. Normally this 5th hole, at least in real life, like you're playing, trying to stay away from the bunkers to the right. But we can hit absolute bomb. Maybe we just have too much power, and so it was like, well, doesn't really matter. Sand wedge. Four-yard hop. It's very firm, so I'm actually gonna give it a little bit of loft still. Where does that keep coming from? That fast, man. I played the loft, but I hit it fast, and that's gonna take us easily at least 2 of the 3 yards past here. Just gotta smooth that swing out. Gotta smooth that swing out. Now this is big downhill. Big downhill. Have to be mindful here. Trying to reason with myself, though. How much is this gonna break? You've got probably a little bit more in the middle. So what? The whole thing here is like you tap it, right? So you hit it, and everything immediately wants to start going. I just feel like it has more break at the end. Oh no, I over-adjusted it. I had the right read, and then it rolls out a little bit too much, carries the pace past the hole. Okay, well, lesson learned. Lesson learned. And not the greatest way, but, you know, we mishit back-to-back tempos there, back-to-back pars. I mean, that's pretty much how it goes normally, right? But especially when you crank the conditions up in this way, not often are you going to be getting super lucky. 160. Oh, man. 172. I don't think we lose 20 yards, but I also don't think that trying to stretch a pitching wedge here is the play. 172, you get about 11-mile-an-hour wind. High winds. Let's call it 14 here just to play like on the conservative side. So 172, 158. Wind's going to play a little bit more down the hill there and just a little bit of loft, I think. I think that's the way that we're going to have to play it. Lockshead, gifting the sub to Coach Casey. Thank you very, very much for gifting the sub. Casey, I hope you enjoy your faces once more. All right, let's get this shot. I like the line has the power. Little long, but maybe we can come back down the hill. Now we're going to perch. Of course. Of course, of course, of course. Didn't take enough off of it, but yeah. There's not really a great spot to be, I don't think. What's the significance of Guy Viso? So the joke being that he's Italian, I'm Italian by heritage. I'm from the U.S., but I'm the face guy. Viso is face in Italian. Guy is an Italian name. So I made it basically Guy face. That's the origin story. There we go. Okay, so missed on 4. Didn't second guess myself there. You know, instead of adjusting out, we make the right adjustment. Make the downhill slider. Get out of 5 with the bird. Or by 5 I mean 6. We gave away the bird on 5. All right, beautiful long drive here. Now we give ourselves just a little distance control shot into this. Why does everything have to be... Why does everything have to be like this? 6 yards up would be 95, which is right into that slope. 105. Little bit of wind. This is 111. But if it's 106, 105, little bit of wind. Back there, we go full backspin and a little bit of loft, maybe? Maybe you can get it to spin back just a touch? Like, you need it in a very controlled manner. Of course, the wind is gonna just change on us, though. Always out here reconfiguring what we're trying to do. So what do we... It's like 8 yards past. Something here. I don't know if we can spin this is the problem, but the pitch, that ain't getting there, so I don't think I have much choice. Don't think I have much choice. Now the wind turns again. It's a little long. It's gonna take the very firm bounce, but does it have enough spin back? That was always the question. The answer is no, but I don't know how to generate a better shot for this. I'm sure I could have waited for the wind and then maybe tinkered a little bit. I have to be so careful on pace here. So I'm going to play this extra short. You know, I know that we could play this a little bit differently, but I don't want to lose this putt. So yeah, decent line, hit it a little bit firmer and it's in, but I know myself on those putts. I tend to put just a little bit extra in terms of what is acceptable, and yeah, doesn't end up being all that great for us. Okay, so to give ourselves a chance at this angle, I think we have to take on this little sliver to the right. I mean, we hit the shot we wanted. Now, whether it's too far left and bounces into the bunker, I don't know. Perfect. This is all about angles. This is all about angles. And even then, I don't know that there's an angle that's to the right enough. Driver off the deck. I mean, this is where we have to pull out the creative play. So 270 here. This is where it starts to carry a little bit long. Right? At 16. I think it plays more than 16, though. You've got the wind, so I think you just start to play it. Starting to get real funky. Get it on the green. That's still too much. Wow. After all of that, that's still... I thought maybe we'd landed a little bit shorter on the green. All right, but this is chippable. It's downhill. So we have to make sure with this that you leave enough room for it to release. So you're putting loft on it. It's landing short. I lifted a little bit low. That kick was so much. Jeez. Wow. I guess with it being that big of a down slope, like no matter what, it was always going to run out this much. I was a little bit naive. Also very firms. Do something special next time. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I don't know if I could have done much better other than like actually holing it. Like I don't know the distance control you could really do much different with it. I gotta look at this again. I don't trust the brake. We've got brake at our feet. There's like not much in the middle there. Not making the same. We made a mistake on hole 5 on an earlier hole. It had a very similar, earlier round. We had a very similar putt. This time, I'm not playing it too far outside and then being like, oh my gosh, it doesn't break back. Okay, so if we get this, I think it doesn't really matter. So long as we get this out there, we'll have a line up to that hole. Very good drive. Then this just bounds down to the right. Don't really need to see anything with that. Does the same thing on all of these drives. Okay, so distance control. We don't want too much backspin. We want to land it like right up in here and have it stop. So 125 club. Carry this about pin high, just a bit short. I'm going to give it just a little loft. Just a little bit of spin. Then what matters here? 11. Hey, what's going on, Wings? Oh, we played it a little bit too far right or left, so that's going to work out very well for us. I was thinking that that slow was maybe something detrimental, but we're going to give ourselves a 4-foot slider. Okay. Okay. Get ourselves to 40. I don't know what that is for the front 9. I don't think anything crazy. I think that's only 4 under going out, but 4 under is not too shabby for these conditions, I don't think. Especially considering some of the mistakes that we've had. I'm going to play hybrid. Yeah. I'm going to play hybrid here. Make sure that we come up short of this bunker. I feel like with the very firms, 3-wood is susceptible. It's a good strike. 5 a.m. local time? You set your alarm? Yeah, fortunately that's 8 a.m. for me. I was so disappointed because I forgot to keep up with the weather. I remember them saying something about rain and then like went to load it up this morning at like 8 or a little bit after and it was like, doesn't start until 10:30. I was like, 10:30. I want my Masters now. All green should funnel the ball towards the hole. I don't know that that's necessarily. It's fun for a little bit, and then everybody's scoring always, and it's like, okay, that was fun while it lasted. If we get like 8 or 9 here, 48, big bounce, and then some release. I actually think this gap wedge might be okay. We'll see if it actually does what I think it will, but baby slow is not gonna help us. Landed about 2 yards. I don't know. I was expecting very firm to bounce a lot more, but we ended up just taking that slope head on. But I know that if we took the pitching wedge and flew it, that would have also been a tough ask. All right, so we make things a little bit more difficult on ourselves. Get a little bit of break in a long putt. Solid distance control, and you can see there, right as it dies, how sharp it turns, so we're really not all that far off. All right, let's make something happen here. In the corner. More hole-in-one and Albies, give the game a boost. Yeah, if only it were that simple. Just hit the ball in the hole in less strokes. Incredible. Alright. I was waiting for that wind to turn because it's a huge difference. That wind starting to peak in versus tailing you a bit. There's a big difference off the tee. So we get that down there, 375. See, now we're leaving ourselves with potentially a wedge in hand. So 160, wind is going to take this a bit far. I'm trying to play this smart with the loft and then use that slope. So as long as we can get this on a good line, 13 miles an hour of wind, and then this slope. Down the hill. Gonna air just a little bit right, just in case. Slowed it. I mean, that's definitely gonna air to the right then. But it's also gonna be quite short. Alright. I mean, tempo's been what tempo's been. It's faltering a little bit here, but honestly, the way that things have been going of late, it's a little bit expected. It's not ideal, obviously. It's the last thing that anybody wants to have happening to their game. You gotta be kidding me. We're like a % under power there to make that putt. But so it goes. So it goes. All right, everybody's favorite. 179. See, they got me right on the number here. 179 is my number to get on. Wind is playing just in. I'm gonna have to play like a knockdown 7. 190. I'm putting it in the water, aren't I? Yep, there it goes. There it goes. I know in real life you would just play that to the middle, but this isn't real life. This is virtual golf. I'm not playing it middle green. Alright, and if we learned anything from... If we learned anything from that second hole, this should spin back a little bit nicer. So we'll take bogey. We'll take bogey on 12. I mean, the tempo, like we talked about, the tempo hasn't been great going into this, so... Or into this hole, rather. So there's not too much surprise. Okay, don't touch the tree. But let's get ourselves settled. Let's bring it home best we can. We've got potentially some eagle opportunities here with the par 5s. Try and capitalize. 33. Got 10, 23. Land it short. I'm going to give it a little bit of loft. And then this is just about... Actually, hold on. What is this wind doing? I'm going to play this stock. Then the wind is like doing the weird snap thing on me. Spag, thank you very, very much for the follow. Greatly appreciate it. Alright, well, let's see if we can't make an eagle here. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Slide in on us. See, there's the hole. There's the eagle. So there's the first of 2 eagle opportunities coming in here. All right, that's uphill. Gotta just let this drift right. There's a good tempo. It's very firm, but we should have hit this center enough fairway that this is completely safe. All right, so we get uphill. The wind is slightly in, about 9-10 miles an hour. Now the hard part here is the lie. So let's just try and reason with this to begin. The lie at our feet is probably gonna play Then it's just a little bit more. Wind's playing in just a touch. I underhit it as well, so we'll see how this goes. I'm still right of the hole, mind you. I'm still right of the hole. Really good read otherwise, but it's just so crazy how much that all ends up playing. Like, so crazy. No way. No way that doesn't turn at the end, man. How does that just... I guess I overhit it or something. It just felt like it didn't take the break. But those are putts that, like, I have to learn to not miss. I feel like those are the putts that hold me back in the grand scheme of things. Okay, so I'm not gonna get too aggressive with this and like land it in here and roll it back. We're not putting it in the water again. We did that on 12 already. So with that out of our system, 246, wind in. I can play like a touch of loft on it, but that's all we can afford. Okay? Touch of loft on it, that's all we can afford. You know what? No loft on it. Can afford none of it. It's gonna be a tough one to make, but 9 feet. I'd say not too shabby as well, Vandy. I would say not too shabby as well. What I don't know, what I really don't know is this. It still got too far. It still got too far to the right. That's so difficult. I wasn't certain. I thought maybe I had enough. It just wouldn't take enough break, but it took just a little bit more. We'll take bird. I want it so badly. Is this one that you go like long and try and feed it? 15 mile an hour straight into it. High winds, probably playing in the low 20s. That would be like 80 something, which is just past. Iconic pin. Normally the pin plays a little bit more tucked left, right? Yeah, turned instantly off the putter. There's like, it's so hard to do anything about that. $218. This is a dumb play, but it's the play I'm going for nonetheless. I'm trying to roll it off this back part. Like that, I'm 100% trying to roll it off the back and come down to the hole. There's no way, man. There's no way. I loft that and everything. How does that not even land on the freaking... So dumb. How is that even possible? I really don't know how that works. Almost. Thing is, I truly don't know with that shot. Like, if I take stock 5-iron and I just am leaving myself the big downhill putt, like, is that the play? Is that what I should have done? Like, is it that dumb to play the way that I did? Because I feel like you want to try and use that backstop, not, like, run up into it and maybe nestle pretty high above the hole. I don't know, there just doesn't feel like a good spot other than going all the way to the back. Okay, well, at least with this shot, this should be pretty well a spin control. This should be pretty well a spin control sort of shot. Hit it a little fast. It's gonna go right, but I don't think we have anything to bring it back to the hole because I put brakes on. I did not put enough brakes on, so that works. Slowed it a little short, couldn't make birdie from the right, but at least the miss left, uphill lag for par. Yeah, like, I'm trying to look at that as, like, how do you score birdie there? You know, obviously I know what I would have done in the traditional sense for par. Right, traditional sense, I think I just hit stock 5, land it 4 yards past the hole, and, like, let it just settle for whatever downhill putt it gives me, but... Hit it a little fast. We're probably... actually, no, this one's going to sit down short. Not going to run through the bunker this time. All right, well, let's steal one more stroke. I don't think we played well enough. I think this has been a pretty tough round that we just didn't capitalize enough on. So I don't think we're going to steal that last demotion mark away, but... yeah, we definitely have been fighting, giving it our best. This one's tough too because realistically, you need to get it on here. If you get it too high, we're gonna take all the momentum back off. Curse of Life, yeah, okay. Yeah, I know you want it to be that so badly. It's just the curse of me not being as good of a player as I need to be. Funny how that works, right? Funny how that works. So this fires to the right. Winds continue to take us to the right. Nice. I don't know what happened there. Tempo's been a struggle for me of late. I don't know what it is, but definitely been in a way where I can't seem to quite be as consistent with my inputs as I need to be. But you know what? I think it's also fair to say that overall we've shot pretty well. You know, we shot well enough to make a cut in a really hard tournament. I think the biggest thing is this is the first tournament that I've really felt like I've put any sort of pressure on myself. You know, we started to play better. We've started to be looser in tournaments. This is a major. It's a course that, you know, we have high expectations at. So, unfortunately, not the way we want to end the tournament. 8 under on the final round. You know, clearly scoring's out there, but it's not an easy round. And, you know, our reads have been pretty good, but our tempo hasn't been. So, when you put that together, you're going to score some when the tempo's on. You're not going to otherwise. But you know what? We should put ourselves in the top 30 in a major. And we look forward to next week's tournament and the next major coming up next month. So we keep fighting on. But that's it for the Masters. Farewell, Augusta. See you in the next game.